guests. We have Kyle Liechty, the director from Ellis Art Museum, Art, Beer, and Wine Festival, and the Gus Macker.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome back to the Art, Beer, Wine.
Yeah, about a few years, so got to dust some files off, see what we did in the past, and going to be a good one this year.
Yeah.
Do you think that taking a few years back away from it and then coming back, that will give you kind of a fresh perspective on this?
Yeah, absolutely. So something that's pretty unique is in 2017, 2018, when we got the contract to bring Macker to town, that's when the transition kind of happened to, put all focus on Macker. But Macker has so many unique elements for fan engagement, sponsor activation, so there's going to be a unique blend of both worlds coming together for Art, Beer, Wine. So we have a lot of fun plans in store.
Well, let's take
So
a
you're
look
literally wearing multiple hats.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
are literally. Yeah, let's take a look at some Art, Beer, Wine stuff. It's been just a great event in the community over the years, something that people look forward to. What do you want to see maybe different this year, Kyle?
Yeah, so one of the things that Jeremy, the director of the museum, and I really talked about is putting the focus on the arts. And the museum in its core, is an art museum, history, and being able to celebrate that at the event is something we really want to focus on. And there's different elements to bring that to life, but one of the things is looking at the arts beyond just vendors, but looking at music and entertainment. So having different stages, activities, activations in every corner of the grounds is going to be a big focus.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, so really focusing on the arts is going to be key this year. One other thing too is when we think about, why the event's here, it's because of Jackson, the people at Jackson, the businesses and vendors in Jackson. So for Farm Lane, the main strip of the event is going to be more of a Jackson takeover.
Nice.
So for the local breweries, wineries, and artists getting the epicenter of the event. And, just this is for them. So we want to make sure that we're serving our local community with this.
I'd love to know when it is.
So the festival this year will be the 8th of June.
Okay.
June 8th.
So really looking to kick off summer. Kids get out of school on the 7th, and teachers, come out, relax, have a little fun at Art, Beer, Wine.
Come get their beer and wine on because they deserve
exactly.
it.
Absolutely.
So, so it's going to be the kickoff for summer, and Macker a couple weeks later.
Yeah,
Should be fun.
we've got the Macker coming up, and super excited to talk about that. And this has been, Kyle, you've just done an unbelievable job, you and your team, really understanding that Jackson is a great basketball community and a town that can hold something like this. And it's really just proven over the last handful of years with the numbers, the turnout. I've got to be involved as a coach. We got to Jennifer and I got to judge the dunk contest last year. Just such a fun event, and I know you love it.
Yeah, so what's going to be really exciting this year, it's going to be the 50th anniversary of Gus Macker.
Oh, wow.
So as a organization, there's going to be just a lot of excitement and a lot of visibility on the national scale.
Okay.
So just from that alone, we're expecting to see a surge of teams, participants, maybe parents who played in the 90s getting their kids back in for the first time. So we're going to have a lot of nostalgic hype around it this year. And we're moving up a month as well. So with the 4th of July holiday, a couple of the early July tournaments bumped back a week.
Okay.
So we were faced with a tough decision, are we the same weekend as Flint, or should we be a standalone in June? But when you look at the AAU travel circuit and non-competes with football and volleyball practice, June's actually a perfect time. So we go against baseball a little bit. But that way it opens up the month of June for people looking to travel as well.
Nice. So what is the date for the Gus Macker?
So the Macker will be the 21st through the 23rd. The 21st will be the Heroes Tournament, the Dream Team Tournament with Club Life, and then gameplay and other special events Saturday and Sunday.
Very cool. I'm excited. It's just it's a great event. How are you going to hold up? over that.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty wild. So
Your June is nuts.
So my biggest event with my full-time job is actually the weekend in between, so that's a whole nother story. So the good thing with Macker and Art, Beer, and Wine, they actually work administratively on the exact same timeline.
Okay.
So when ticket sales end for Art, Beer, and Wine, that's when player registration ends for Macker.
Okay.
And then, just elements behind the scenes, it really syncs quite perfectly. And a big thing too is we have teams working on both. So for Macker, we're bringing in 5 interns this year, have a whole committee put in it together.
Nice.
Art, Beer, and Wine, there's a couple of us just going all in on it. So
Yeah.
I feel like we need to have him in that last week in June, after all of this, and just check in on you, make sure
I
you're
check
okay.
in.
Oh, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to go to the UP in a cabin, and no one's going to see me for a month.
I get to see Kyle walking around at early and late hours of downtown during that event, and it's fun to see. It's a good event.
It's amazing how it all comes together. Our offices are downtown, and it's we leave the office and come back, and it's this whole new village that
Absolutely.
is Gus Macker, and it's
Yeah.
incredible. And it was so great to see people from all walks of life, from all over the place, come and experience Jackson. It's just such a beautiful gift.
I think it's pretty cool too, because at the national conference, all the local organizers come together for Macker in November,
Yeah.
and one of the greatest things to hear is how many people on the Macker team said that Jackson was their favorite tournament. So
that's awesome.
you get the Ludington, you get the beach in Ludington, you get the hometown of Belding, and the fact that Jackson was brought up in that trio.
Yeah.
That was amazing to hear. So it's clearly, we're doing something right if the national team has a vote of confidence with us, so that's exciting.
Female
Well,
participation was at an all-time high, and I think if you see around the landscape of really just basketball, you're seeing female basketball really kind of go to that next level, which is fun to watch. Obviously, I have a daughter that plays, so it's cool. But it's nice seeing all the females out playing basketball, working hard, and it's amazing. What were the numbers?
Yeah, so last year we had 245 teams in total, so that was a jump of about 23% overall.
Wow.
And when you look at the growth, we were adding youth female divisions across the board.
Nice.
So some in the past there might have been 2 or 3 teams that signed up and they ended up having to play co-ed because there wasn't enough for a division. Then those same divisions that were canceled in the past had teams or groups of 8. So it was awesome to see that much of a boost in the youth girl sector, because with us, our big focus, don't take it personally, adults, but we don't really care about the adult divisions. We want to get the youth involved, because if we have an 8-year-old, they're going to come back when they're 9 and 10 and 11. So that's a big focus, to create that rich, rich is the wrong word, but a strong community of youth teams, and then complementing that with other activities when they're not playing.
So based on our stellar performance, will we be invited back as
Absolutely.
judges? Are you sure?
Absolutely.
That
hard
was
to-
intense.
Well, you have to stick to your guns
Yep.
and judge the contest appropriately.
No matter what his
No
mom
matter whose
says.
family,
No matter what his mom says.
no matter whose family,
Yep.
thinks they should have won, you got to judge it properly.
Yeah, with 1,500 on the line between
Yep.
first and second, I mean, it's serious business.
It is,
So.
and I think we found that out.
Yes, we
We
did.
did.
It was a little intense.
Yes, it was.
We needed to decompress.
I was
afterward.
looking around. We, these 2 great events don't run without volunteers, and I don't know if you're ready for volunteers yet, but you will be looking for volunteers.
Yeah, so for Art, Beer, and Wine, we're today, we're talking about the volunteer perks that come with that, and there's going to be some pretty amazing enhancements, just to get people involved, not just at the event, but connected with the museum throughout the year.
Okay.
So we're hoping that's going to go online by the end of January. And then with Macker, one of the unique benefits for volunteers, for every hour you contribute, you get basically an $8 donation to the sports team or a nonprofit that you want to represent.
Cool.
So last year, Maximum Gymnastics, they just signed up for everything, and they earned $3,000 for their team.
Wow.
So,
Incredible.
That's great.
yeah, for us, it's we're not making money on it. We want to
Yeah.
give back to the community.
Yeah.
So volunteers is the pivotal area that we need help with, and then may as well invest in youth teams, clubs. So for every hour, that the fact that you can make $8 to give, whether it's to league fees or
That's
a
the way it
church.
should be. That's the
or-
way you should earn money for a club instead of
Yes.
just posting a link on
Well,
Facebook.
I love this idea.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, you're kind of accountable because if
Yeah.
you no-show and you're representing a band,
Yeah.
I'm going to call the director and
Yeah.
be like, hey, just want to let you know,
Yeah.
little Billy didn't show up today, so has a whole nother level of commitment with it.
Yeah.
But it's great that you can make some funds at the end of the day for your team.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and there's so many people in need, so many organizations in need for their goals in 2024. This is a great opportunity for them.
Absolutely. But yeah, late July or late January, volunteer registrations will go live for both.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks, Kyle.
Absolutely. Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
Kyle
for all you
Liechty, the director of the Art, Beer, and Wine Festival and the Gus Macker. We wrap up the show right after this quick break.